Okay. Yes, I have the microphone on this morning. Good morning. Oh, there's my bike. Right. So I'm actually out in the garden studio. You know, I've got this shed in the garden, and really I came out this morning because Erin was heading to work at 11ish, and you know, when you're getting out of the house, there was quite a she'd be trying to find things in different rooms and stuff, and anyway I kind of thought it was easier for me to just set up out here, and I wasn't fully committed anyway, you know. This is the thing. It was one of those I'm not really sure what I want kind of starts to the day, and then easy enough for spanners to be thrown in, like, and so I was quite happy that I held my own. I just went out for a walk with Maisie. I thought I'd just go out for a walk, and that was good. And I met a couple of people. It's amazing what you know, when you go out for a wander and have a chat with folk, it can kind of change perspective on things. And not that there was anything drastic happened or something like that, but I just felt a little bit like I'm not sure. Actually, as I was putting on the microphone there, I feel like this is a bit of a metaphor for how I feel, right? I was trying to detangle the whole thing, and to get this far took a while. And I just thought, as I was trying to force it apart there, I just thought, you know, sometimes we just have to carry on, even with some tangles. We just need to kind of just carry on with it. And the more I pulled at it, the more, you know, I wasn't getting anywhere, like. And I thought, actually, life is full of. Sometimes I feel a bit, you know, preachy or something, but honestly I do feel like we just sometimes have to kind of motor on regardless. There's a bit of that. Now there's also a kind of stopping too that's helpful, pausing and just resting. I feel like that's the thing. Stopping isn't always resting. Like, I was thinking to myself, I need to give myself permission to stop, but sometimes, you know, when our bodies stop, our minds don't really. Whereas when I'm drawing, something different happens. So that's it. That's the preamble for today. And I wanted to say, this video I'd like to dedicate it to Adele, and for a swift recovery. And it's always lovely to hear from you. And also Alex, my friend, who's an artist herself, and I find her a very inspiring individual. So thanks, Alex. And really, it goes out to everyone here who's listening, whenever you're listening. And, you know, whether you're having a glorious day or a kind of a rough start, this is also for you. Yeah, so thanks for being here anyway. I know now that the light is very bright there, and I considered closing the door. But to be honest with you, I loved the light so much that I didn't want to do that. I thought, you know, I can show you at the end if you can't see it very clearly as I'm drawing it. And I think, here you can see enough, I'd say. So I picked this cornflower from the garden earlier. Look at it. Again, I was kind of swithering as to whether I would pick it or let it alone and draw something else. And then I thought, look, there's another one coming, and it'll be okay. And I felt like, you know, in this garden we're just getting a bit of colour. The garden we used to have years ago had perennials, and they would come up. There was lovely surprises every spring and summer. And my mum has planted loads of lovely plants around the back here, and flowers they're going to be coming into flower actually, but this is the only single cornflower. And I thought, I'm just going to use it. I wanted a bit of something. All right. And
I tried to put out something that made me feel like it was the colour of the cornflower, just red and blue ink mixed together, but it ended up being something a bit more muted than what I want. So then I found some purple paint, and I'm wondering now how to do this. I'm wondering whether to start so the flower is extending over that way, and I'm wondering whether to start with purple. I think I will. I think I'm just going to put purple down. This one is called Dioxazine Purple, and it's acrylic. I'm just going to put the purple down there now. I don't know if I'll go for fingers, or I think I don't want to get my fingers all dirty straight away. So I have my brush here, and anyway, it feels like a good thing to use the brush this morning. I only want to fill in the space that the cornflower occupies. I put out a bit too much purple there. That might be used now for another day, for collage or something. Maybe when the next cornflower arrives, I can use this purple paper as collage for describing it. It's a bit like gardening, isn't it? Any creative work, you kind of start one thing and then you realise, oh, I could put a bit of this plant over there. And there's something always, I think, heartening in creativity about the forward momentum. I was talking to a weaver about this yesterday. She says she's got I think it's called the weft. And then she said, and she's giving it enough attention, it just needs enough attention. And then she's casting her eye around to see what next, what colour next. And it's that kind of forward momentum coupled with steadiness and attention here too. So there needs to be a certain amount of focus on the mark being made. That's I was kind of correlating it to drawing and things, and I was saying, it sounds a lot like, well, David Hockney says, as I'm already planning my next move as I'm drawing down this one. And you might think that sounds like somebody who's not very present, but it feels to me like it's almost like the ultimate in presence, because there's this anchor in the moment, and a kind of an open outlook on the road ahead somehow. It's like still just getting into that movement forward. And it's not like it has, so the focus is present. I like that. Okay, it's a good colour. This is a very good colour for the cornflower. That's a very good colour for the cornflower. I'm really pleased that I went upstairs and got that now and it didn't settle. Sometimes it's good to settle, like the tangled mic, and sometimes it's good to just let yourself find exactly what you want. And you know what, after this, I thought this morning exactly what I wanted was when I was looking into myself, I was saying, what would make me feel okay today? What would it be? Because I was feeling a bit low, like there was something, I don't know what it was really. Something was kind of, it just felt, the word that came to me was rough. I just felt a bit rough. And so I was kind of considering what would it be that would soothe me a bit. And you know what I thought of was The Secret Herb Garden. And I've got a lovely new book written by Matt Haig called, I have no idea what it's called actually. Anyway, it's I like his writing, and it feels heartening and kind of uplifting somehow, or in a very real way though. Anyway, I thought I could go to the Secret Herb Garden, sit in the greenhouse there with coffee. They do scones with jam and cream, and they're lovely. And the greenhouse is surrounded by plants and everything. And I had kind of told myself that I would go there and that I would do a drawing while I'm sitting having my tea or whatever. Well, first I was going to just go there and read my book. And then there is something in me that I always remember my sister saying, she works for an American engineering company actually in Cork. Oh, I need some green. I might just use, let's see what's in here. I'll get back to what I was saying now. I won't forget that. I was going to tell you about my sister. Don't worry, I won't forget. What's in here? I might find the green. Do you know, these are so covered. It's hard to tell what colour I've got. Oh, but I'm happy enough to see that looks like a white. Oh, it's a chalk. I thought I could use it in between to create the petals. What am I looking for? Green. That's yellow. That's green, but it's chalk kind of, so I don't know if it's going to really, and that wasn't really, well actually it's not a bad green. Yeah, that's doing the job, isn't it? Together with the kind of cross-hatched paper there. Anyway, so my sister works for this engineering company, and they seem to get really good kind of motivational speakers in to have a chat with them every so often, or you know, there's, I suppose it's in their interest to keep their staff healthy and well in every way, physically and mentally and all the rest of it. And so anyway, she was telling me one day, I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Maybe I should let myself figure it, do something. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, nothing here matters that much, does it? Here, you know what I mean? It really doesn't matter all that much. It matters in some ways more than anything else in the whole world. I feel a bit tearful saying that. And then it also is okay. I suppose it matters because of the not mattering of it. Honest to God. Something about the not mattering. What's that now? I think the releasing of all need to be perfect in any way. You know, it's okay, whatever happens here, really. And it almost releases. Yeah, there's something in that. Like, it's a very edgy place, because I think it really helps talking for me, because otherwise I might start to think I better know what I'm doing here, and that would be desperate, like. Because the whole thing about forward momentum is that there is also this curiosity, and not a preconceived idea or need to make it be something decided in advance. That's not what this work means to me anyway. This kind of work feels, you know, like free really is. Yeah, this kind of carry on has got more to do with freedom than producing something. And kind of play, I suppose, and freedom and play and being okay. And here I'm okay. Okay. So my sister had this course at some stage a few years ago with some crowd that said, that gave them some advice. How's that for a very clear introduction? But the main thing is the advice. So the advice was 3 things. ACE. Achieve, connect, enjoy. So the idea is that, I suppose, kind of in order to be happy, it's necessary sometimes to have achieved something. Or maybe not in order to be happy, that's pretty heavy going, isn't it? You don't have to feckin' achieve. But you know, the thing of, I suppose it's got something to do with a feeling of meaning and you know, make it, to actually just physically do something. I don't know what the science is behind it, but to physically make something, or you know, even dress your bed. And they say a smile is a direct achievement, you know. A smile is even an achievement. And then to connect with somebody or something, even nature maybe, animals, and then to enjoy yourself, like do something that makes your heart sing. And I think there's a certain, I know for me, whether it's a good thing or not, I know that there's definitely a much higher likelihood that I'll enjoy my coffee and scones now, having dressed my bed, but really having also made something, Here, look, I think that looks a bit like the cornflower, so I'm going to print some white paint around that. It's actually quite similar to it, isn't it? The whole shape of it. I'll try it over here first anyway. So that's the kind of premise behind it. So I think I can give myself permission to enjoy things a bit better if I've done something. Now, at other times, I just feel like, I was at a course the other evening, a lovely group of women. We meet every so often, and I'm not really, of course, there's confidentiality. I'm not going to explain what happens there or anything like that, or anything anyone says, but I just wanted to remember there was something. I'm speaking about this because I was saying how I wasn't feeling like doing any of the stuff really that we were being asked to do, and I felt like I was being kind of antagonistic, just wanting to sit there, but wanting to be in their company because I love them, these people. And one of the ladies she just said, and she said, you could sit there for the next 6 months and do nothing, and I'd still be delighted that you're here. I would want you to be here, whether you're doing these things or not. And my God, that was such a lovely thing to hear. Like the permission to be nothing more than just what's here as I am. So that's the other thing then. And I suppose maybe there's room for both on different days, because sometimes, but I really welcomed, I think more and more, I'm not liking this, I think more and more the kind of onus, it feels like the onus is on me to cherish myself, really, to find what it is that it is that to find what it is that I love and let myself do it. And I'd say, there's a book I was reading by Chris Westfall called Easier, and he talks about treating days like Sunday afternoon, like a lazy Sunday afternoon. The guy he was speaking to in the book had just lost his job and things, and rather than become fearful about everything, just to kind of, I'm not explaining it very well, but I think it's a good idea to let ourselves just do whatever we want sometimes. We don't often get that permission, do we? And underlying that is the knowing that we are already enough. That's it. And I stand by that statement, regardless of Ace or Sunday, lazy Sunday afternoons or whatever. We already are enough as we are. I'm going to print it there now a little bit as well, just the white. Yeah, I'm kind of getting a feeling for what I want now. Not so much that one, that should have been purple, I think. Was it? It's alright. You know what, I could always use a bit of the purple here. Why wait for the next painting? I could use it right here, right now. And I like it just like that, actually. Can you see what I'm doing? You can. There you go. See, it's starting to feel to me like the cornflower I'm looking at here. It's starting to feel like it. Halfway through the videos, sometimes I feel a bit insecure about what have I been going on about. That's happening to me a little bit right now. Really? What was all that about? But I don't mind, because I think we're all kind of half cracked anyway, really. And probably very, Okay. In a good way, a little bit broken by life. Everybody must be some way touched by things. As my friend says, into every life a little rain must fall. So just a word of caution in case there's an idea that I have an authority. I think you might know that I don't. Anyway, alright, I'm going to stop now. So here we have Indian ink. I was wanting to kind of do the one that's a little bit lighter in the front there, just wanting to set it apart somehow. I don't know if this is a good way to do it or not, but the inside of the flower is darker beyond it, and so it seems helpful to outline it with the Indian ink. You know, when I was saying I think we're all half cracked anyway, I also think we're all fierce. That's not the full picture either. Like, there is a feeling of being a bit unhinged at times, I think, in this day and age, in this world. It's no surprise that that's the feeling that's there sometimes. However, more resonant for me is really the wisdom that we do possess, and it's not only in fact it's contained within us choicelessly. I feel there's something that engages itself beyond our doing, and I'm really glad of that. In fact, yesterday I wrote down home is not a doing. It made sense to me at the time. Right. I think there's something in the straggliness of the cornflower that's being explained a bit anyway by the Indian ink. I like this area here, so I wasn't wanting to disturb it, but now that there's ink over there, I feel like I want to introduce some here too. So let's see how it goes if I put some ink in that bit. Try and explain a couple of the little upturned petals. My water is so purple that if I try and paint with white, it'll only go purpley. I don't want that happening. What about the leaves now? Did I put back that? I did. That green I had found. I put it back. I think, you know, as well, I don't know if many people feel this way, but it seems to me like there's a kind of a brittleness to living sometimes. And maybe because of its preciousness, by its nature, it needs to, you know, it is brittle too, maybe, or something. Right, that needs to come down there now. Like, I'm not at all sure of myself today, just to let you know that. Well, not at all. I'm a bit sure of myself. I'm getting more sure of myself as I'm painting. Something different happens here, because I'm not being told what to do by the picture. I'm not being told I'm getting it wrong or anything. It's just always a bit of an exploration, and I like that space of exploration. It feels allowing. What am I going to do now with that? I feel like I want to just put something on for the green. Yeah, this is a bluey, greeny colour. So I just turned it on its side. I think it's a chalk, yeah. But it's good, it's letting me work on this acrylic paper, which is handy. Sometimes it's too slippy for the chalk to work. but today it's playing ball somehow. I wonder if the white will play ball if I was to try and draw some spaces in between the petals and the flower now. I wonder will it play ball there. Okay, so you can see one leaf going off over there, and then this one coming up here. And let's see if this white is gonna do anything. It's a bit too crumbly. Okay. Like, I know that's all a bit bitty, but I think it's okay. It's a bit like yesterday with the buttercup picture. I was kind of happy enough to leave it fairly unfinished. There was something in this Christmas paper, I don't know why, there's something in that Christmas paper that made me, it feels somehow a bit like this plant, feels somehow a bit like the cornflower somewhere. I don't know, is it maybe the stem? It might be the stem. I'm going to do it there. Did I put out any glue yet? I must have. Oh yeah, I can just direct it from the nozzle, professional type. It's actually working properly. So there wasn't a big blob of it anywhere that I could take from. Yeah, I think there's something about that material, that pattern that works for the cornflower. It's okay. It's okay there. Yeah, it's okay. I tear off the end because it's a bit white as it's going into the glass. So I just leave the bit at the top. And I could put it here because it's quite light again over here. Oh, do you know what? I think that stuff that I put down is the Caran d'Ache neopastel things. No, not neopastel. Oh, that stuff that is dilutable in water. Is it Caran d'Ache? Oh, it's Ink Tense. I don't know, is it Ink Tense is the brand, but definitely these are Ink Tense. The blue-green. Do you see what happened there? I'll show you a bit closer. I actually put glue into it and noticed it was diluting. But there's something lovely about it's not chalk anymore now. It's kind of becoming more fluid. I'll just put my finger into the purpley water and get a feeling for that leaf growth. Okay. So this side of the leaf is a bit light. I might even put a bit more. Where's the glue? Here. So I had Maisie out this morning, and it's a very beautiful morning again. The woods are lovely. Those old trees. And you know what I did? I had kind of a bit of a vigorous time for myself towards the end of the walk. I was getting, do you ever get a bit tired of yourself? And I just thought, I picked up an old stick and I started hitting pine cones. Here's one of them, look. I bought that one back because I felt like it wanted to come back to me. But I started belting pine cones with the stick. And after a while, it's a bit like hitting a slitter with a Harley at home. I used to miss more often than hit it. But after a while, I found a bigger stick. And the likelihood of hitting the pine cones was a lot higher then. And also, I just held the pine cone right beside the stick, but I gave it a good belt. And then sometimes it would hit a tree and hit me back. It was kind of fun. Yeah. And cathartic too. There's something about blasting and just vigorously doing something. And I haven't had a swim for a while. I think that might have been the same energy that I would have found in the water maybe, or something similar anyway. I wonder whether I've let out a lot of steam in Gladhouse, because steam is okay underwater. At least it was there anyway. I'm just wondering about introducing that green, and I'm deciding not to unless I put some there. I'll put a tiny bit there just because it seems to marry up really nicely with the edge, that bit. And there's a little bit of light falling on that side of the flower, so having a bit of collage makes thicker the bit where the light is, and that's always a good thing. Right, what I'm saying is always a good thing is that one of the tips I learned, and people speak about Rembrandt using really thick paint in the light areas, is that it's a good idea to use thick paint in light areas and thin paint for the darks, because it allows it to stand out in relief a bit more. Now, every rule is made to be broken, but that's something I do resonate with. And I use a fair bit, you know, with this blue. I'm going to put on some more of that. If I had a nice yellow one now to match it, it would be handy because I could dilute. I'm just going to use some of this drinking water. I wanted to bring some yellow in because it does feel like it's a bit more yellowy than blue, that leaf on this side. That side is more blue. You know, I might find an exact colour for it. My bag of tricks here. Maybe not exact, but something. Now the question is, will I draw in that jug? I will. And I might forget about that bit there. So if I give my attention to the jug, it will take my attention away from any need to fix things in the leaves. And I think I might use a pattern for the jug. Which I've no... Oh, I've got blue paint here. I could mix the blue paint with the white acrylic. And make a light blue for the jug. I'll try that. This is my palette today. Where did I put the tub of white paint now next? There it is. I actually really like this tablecloth, so I'm trying not to get any paint on it. It's not a tablecloth, it's a big hanging I got that's just water. The whole thing is a picture of water, underwater. I wanted it because I just love the underwater thing. And I wanted to, I put it on the wall in my studio. I'm not really fully found its home yet, but for a while I had it on my bed. And then just hanging up. And now I used it as a tablecloth yesterday and it felt nice underneath the buttercups. Right, so do you see this colour here? It's ultramarine blue and titanium white. And to me it looks close enough. I don't want to cover what in. Here. To me it looks close enough for the colour of the jug. And where is the jug now? It's pretty circular, you see, so I like the fact that the stencil is going to help me create the circle. So it comes, yeah, that's about the edge there, so that's good. And now I can just paint inside that edge. And we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I need to do something different here. The other side then comes over a bit further, so it's more squat. It's not exactly a circle, you see. So I bring that around there. And that'll let me find this edge where the handle is coming from. Geez, there's all sorts of colours arriving here from the stencil itself. There's that yellow I was looking for the leaf. And it's no harm in the jug either, because on that side it is a bit more shady. There's a bit more shadow on that side of the jug, so I'll just put a bit more green, ultramarine blue into it to make it feel more like the shape of the jug. Yeah. I kind of like that it's not really described very clearly. Don't know if I'm going to put the handle and things on, will I? Thinking maybe it needs to just have something here at the rim. So what I could do there now is I could get another stencil maybe and use the curve. It's a thin line between wanting to keep things okay. I think I like it as it is, you know. I don't think I want to do anything in between the jug and the flower, because it's all a little bit discombobulated, which is maybe how today feels a little bit too, and I think that's all right. So here we are. There's the cornflower in the ghost of a jug, and here it is here, the cornflower and the jug. I could take a photograph of it, so if anyone wants to give it a go from my viewpoint, let me know. Yeah, do you know, I think I'm going to just leave it. I'm excited about this thing where I'm stopping a bit earlier and just letting things alone, even and probably especially imperfectly. Hi. Yeah, stopping and not having to fill it all or to connect everything even. Oh, that feels like an important statement. Not having to connect everything. Sometimes in life, do you ever feel this way, like you're putting sticking plasters on everything to try and keep the show on the road? Sometimes that's the case. So maybe this painting is showing me that it's okay to not be the conductor of everything in everyone's life, and you know that thing. One thing as the mum, I suppose, and as the teacher, and all these different roles we have, to feel like you kind of have to keep all the balls juggling. Yeah. And actually, that really our biggest gift to the world is our own selves at rest, I think, because when we're under pressure, that's a different self we bring all together. Sometimes it's okay, but like really more and more I'm recognizing, stop and, you know, listen to those birds now, that kind of thing, and that richness can be cultivated there. Yeah, instead of this hurtling and even hurtling along with self-care and practices, you know, relentless pursuit of something other. And you know, it's all right. I'm just, yeah, here is okay, isn't it? Here is okay. It doesn't demand anything of us, really. Okay. So there you have it now, and thanks for being there, for listening if you did. And let's see what happens tomorrow. You'd never know. I'm remembering it's good for me. This is my connection. In fact, I think this is all three. This is achieving, because there's something being manifested through me or made by my hands, like I'm achieving something. Connecting. This is connecting, and I also feel a connection to myself when I draw and paint and pick colours and everything. And the third thing is enjoy, ace, and I actually enjoyed myself there against all odds. No, not against all odds. I do enjoy this, but it's hard to bring myself to it sometimes. Anyway, lots of love, everybody. Take good care, and I'll see you sometime soon. Where's my pine cone gone? It's in my pocket. I'll hold on to that for the day to remind me to rest. Okay, take good care.